Claire, I think let's go ahead and move on. I want to hear a little bit more about the Transformational Coach. So what's the book about? What's your intention? Give us the whole spiel.
Yes. So what is it about? It is about all of the things that we learned in childhood and also in the working world that we need to give up in order to be a great coach. I discovered in the course of my research, which was both through watching other coaches coaching and also through interviews that I conducted before I started writing the book, I discovered 83 mindset shifts mindsets that we developed when we were a child. So perhaps they were interjections from our parents or from our teachers or peers, mindsets that we learned through work or from our managers, also mindsets that we learned through our coach training, even that we need to unlearn in order to be a more masterful coach. And the thing is that we need to start with mindset before we can move on to skill set. And a lot of training focuses on skills, coaching skills, which of course you would expect that through training. But if we don't shift the mindsets in the background, then we may well slip back to old ways of doing things. So, for example, we might have learned from our parents that it's rude to interrupt. And yes, that's true in normal conversation, but in coaching, it can be useful to interrupt, to enable a thinker, as I call them, to get to new thinking rather than going over old ground. And if we continue to hang on to this mindset that it's rude to interrupt, then it will make it very hard for us to do that interrupting, the skill set. So that's just one example of the 83.
83.
Who is it for? Well, I've intimated already it's for coaches who want to be more masterful in their coaching and who, in the process of that mastery, want to support and challenge their thinkers to get to newer thinking and therefore new outcomes and change. So what I hope for those who read it, and hopefully that some of you will read it, I hope that as you're reading through it, you think about which are the shifts that I wish to make personally. Which are the ones that I recognize that are getting in the way of me coaching masterfully, and how am I going to test that out? How am I going to experiment? I certainly don't expect you to be doing 83 of them all at once. That would just be overwhelming. We know from a learning design perspective that that is not good. So the idea of breaking these out is so that you can pick one, work on that habit change, based on the mindset change first, and then come back to the book to choose another one. So it's all about consciously choosing what you're going to work on to up your game as a coach. And then the last question, how does it feel to be a 2 times published author? I've actually published 5 books, but I only class the mental coach one and this one as real books. There's well, I could tell you the whole story. I've written a blog on that. Any of you who are following my blogs will have read that story. But it feels good to have 2 books out there. The thing about writing a book is it's all about credibility building, and that's what these 2 books are doing, is raising my profile, raising my credibility, I hope, in the market and in the coaching industry, and maybe, just maybe, that might also bring more people to me for other work. this one, my second baby, if you like, is my favorite child right now. Sorry, mental coaching, a practical guide, but you're dissed for the time being. No, I do love that one too, but of course this one's getting all the attention at the moment from me in terms of marketing. But for any of you who do want to know about mental coaching, please do go back to my first baby, Mental Coaching, a Practical Guide. But today is about this particular one, celebrating this one.
That's great.